What most people notice when they look at a healthy plant is what happens above the surface. The leaves, the color, the size, the visible growth. But the visible part of a plant is only a small portion of the entire system that supports it. Every healthy plant is connected to something deeper, a hidden environment beneath the soil. And that environment determines how well the plant will grow. Because the real work of plant development doesn't happen above the surface. It happens at the roots. Roots absorb water. Roots exchange nutrients. Roots communicate with microorganisms in the soil. And the environment surrounding those roots determines how efficiently the plant can function. When that environment is balanced, growth becomes stable. But when that environment is unstable, the plant begins reacting instead of growing naturally. This is why soil structure matters so much. Soil structure determines how water moves through the medium. It determines how air reaches the roots. It determines how microorganisms interact with the plant. And all of those relationships work together as a system. A system most growers rarely see. But nature builds that system very carefully. Healthy soil doesn't come from a single material. It forms through layers of organic matter, minerals, and decomposed plant material working together over time. Plant fibers create open spaces in the soil. Those spaces allow air and water to move through the environment. Decomposed plant matter feeds microbial life. Those microbes help convert organic material into nutrients plants can use. Mineral particles help stabilize the structure so the soil doesn't collapse. Each piece plays a different role, but together they create a living environment where roots can grow freely. And over time, plant matter helps rebuild plant matter. Leaves fall. Roots break down. Organic material decomposes. Microbial life transforms that material into new soil. The cycle continues again and again. This is how healthy ecosystems renew themselves. But many modern growing systems overlook this process. Instead of building environments that mature over time, soils are often treated as temporary mediums. They are used for a single cycle, then replaced, or heavily corrected with fertilizers and additives. Over time, the structure weakens. Air pockets collapse. Water movement becomes uneven, and the system becomes harder to manage. Growers often respond by adding more inputs, more nutrients, more corrections, more adjustments. But many of those problems actually begin beneath the surface. Because when the soil structure collapses, the entire environment changes. Roots struggle to expand. Microbial balance shifts. Water stops moving evenly through the medium. And the plant begins adapting to stress instead of growing naturally. This is why experienced growers eventually begin focusing less on quick solutions and more on the foundation supporting the plant. When the foundation is stable, plants don't have to fight the environment. They grow within it. Water moves more predictably. Roots develop more evenly. Biological systems stabilize over time, and the entire growing process becomes easier to manage. This way of thinking leads to a different approach to soil itself. Instead of treating soil as something temporary, it becomes something that can be designed as a system that supports air, water, biology, and structure at the same time. A system that stabilizes over time instead of breaking down. This is the idea that leads into Mythera, Rejuvenative Soil Architecture. A soil system designed to support the hidden environment that every healthy plant depends on. Because real strength doesn't begin at the leaves. It begins below the surface. If this way of thinking resonates with you, leave a like so more growers can discover this idea. And if you want to see how this system is built, subscribe. Because in the next video, we'll begin exploring how that structure is actually created. Build, balance, grow.